Good evening. I pressed the wrong button. We're live. We're early. So what? Let's do it. I didn't mean to press go live, but here we are. We're live on the One Celtic Fans View. We are earlier than normal, but it is what it is. I pressed the wrong button, and it's okay. That's the way that we roll on this channel. Got lots to talk through tonight. It's going to be an interesting one. There's some fantastically interesting Celtic-related news out there this evening. So let's jump into the comments first of all. As we always do on the channel, we'll jump into the comment section to see who's on board and just give them a little nod. And yes, we are sitting on 19,009 subscribers. We're wanting to get to 20,000 before the end of November. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. It is completely free, and it'll get us closer to that 20,000. And right, let's get on with it, shall we? First up was Liam Miles. Hail, Tam Mac was in the house. Mark was in the house. Dave Hislop was in the house. Joseph Davidson is in the house for your analytics. That's what I was meant to press. Desmond Donnelly, the feet man, is in the house. Mr. Quinn's in the house. David Hislop did that one. Just talking. James Boy's in the house. Kevin's in the house. Peter is in the house. Stephen is in the house. Alright, as for what I saw, we can kick ass. I'm not getting carried away, but we play the Celtic way, and that's what we have seen all best. Yeah, is that. And Peter, Desmond, just jumping through, just have a conversation between yourselves, guys. Stephen Johnson's in the house. There we go, we'll jump through it. George is in the house, Gerard's in the house, Mike's in the house, and Steve McDonald and Jason Scott also, and then Kevin has just came in the door. We'll probably get people saying you've started early. They still believe that they've got 55 titles, Baz. Yes, I'll wait till bang on 9 o'clock before we start the video of their new man talking, because he doesn't have to talk some shite, doesn't he? And I hope you like the thumbnail, because we've had all sorts of ogres coming out of there, and now we've got Jabba the Hutt talking. Michael Ross is in the house, David Bell's in the house, Carly's in the house also. But let's get it on, let's listen to this clown once and for all. Let me just do this. That'll give me feedback, won't it? I need to turn this up, and let's listen to what this idiot has to say.
Well, where we are as a club is strong financially. We've got a strong manager. We've reinvested in the younger players. Player trading model's been a disappointment.
It's been a disappointment.
But where we are is in the league is 5 points behind, I believe, Celtic and Aberdeen.
He's laughing. He's laughing about being 5 points behind Celtic and Aberdeen.
Younger players.
Laughing about being 5 points behind Aberdeen. Have you ever known anyone at the old Rangers that would laugh about being 5 points behind Celtic and Aberdeen? He believes, as if he doesn't look at the league table. Old Jabba the Hutt there.
And we're fighting hard to get back.
But again? Here they come again, troops. That's it, they're coming again. You heard it, we're fighting hard to get back.
We're in the semi-finals of the League Cup. So we are where we are, and it can only get better in the sense that we keep playing the way we are in the last few weeks, then we'll be fine.
The last few weeks, didn't that include a game against Celtic? I can't wait to Thursday night. I cannot wait to Thursday night till they get absolutely moored by Malmo.
So what would you consider short-term success then?
There's no such a thing at Rangers as short-term success.
Now, wait for this, because this is where he goes. Now, short-term success is basically meaning this season, right? So he's just said there's no such thing as short-term success.
You have to take one step at a time, but ultimately we've got to win the league.
Is that no? Ultimately, we've got to win the league. Well, you're not going to do that, are you? Let's be honest.
Given what you said then about how some of the positives you mentioned there, do you feel the club are in a position to challenge, say, well, Celtic, given they are the champion club, at the minute. Do you feel the club is in a good place to do that on and off the field?
Yeah, of course, definitely.
What gives you that confidence?
Just the manager and the players we've brought in, and the fact that we're a strong team, and week to week we're playing games that we should win and we can win. So why not? You have to have that belief. I mean, if we start to doubt that and have that disbelief, it just go right through the whole place. We can't have that.
We can't have that. We can't have that. I can't take it. We're just starting, and these idiots are talking about that they're coming. They're on their way back again. Here they come. Yes, they're on their way back again. Oh my goodness. And we'll play that again in about 20 minutes or so for people that just... Can you actually believe he said that? It's like... And then he said he believes... We're 5 points behind Celtic and Rangers, I believe. One of the interesting facts is in a later part of the interview, a different part of the interview, he says that... I'm not even going to talk about him. What's the fucking point? That's just. I think we'll listen to it once more, just to make sure that we heard it all correctly, because sometimes you maybe pick something up wrong. Wait a minute. Get this sound up. Remember, where we are as a club is strong.
We've got a strong manager. We've reinvested in the younger players.
Copy in Celtic then.
Trading models been a disappointment.
And players' trading models been a disappointment. Remember, this is the club who, and the manager says, "Oh, we let 7 players go for nothing. We'll let them go for nothing. No money. Yeah, we got no money for them. Whatever. No money whatsoever. Nada. Ni point."
But where we are is in the league is 5 points behind, I believe, Celtic and Aberdeen.
Celtic and Aberdeen.
And we're fighting hard to get back.
How did he say that? We're fighting hard to get back. Here they're coming. They're fucking... Can't see them anywhere. Nah, can't see them. Cannot see them at all. Oh my goodness, the gift that keeps giving just keeps on giving, doesn't it? And we've only got this guy part-time. Wait till the next clown comes in and starts saying, we're coming.
We're in the semi-finals of the League Cup. So we are where we are, and it can only get better in the sense that we keep playing the way we are in the last few weeks, then we'll be fine.
So what would you consider short-term success then?
There's no such a thing at Rangers as short-term success. You have to take one step at a time, but ultimately we've got to win the league.
There's no such thing as short-term success, but ultimately we need to win the league. Is that no short-term success? I never get that lot. I never do, and I don't think I ever will. You can tell that this guy's straight out of the Masonic Lodge. He's not straight out of Compton, he's straight out of Lanark.
Given what you said then about how some of the positives you mentioned there, do you feel the club are in a position to challenge, say, well, Celtic, given they are the champion club at the minute, do you feel the club is in a good place to do that on and off the field?
Yeah, of course, definitely.
What gives you that confidence?
Just the manager and the players we've brought in, and the fact that we're a strong team, and week to week we're playing games that we should win and we can win.
We should win and we can win. Playing games that we should win and we can win.
Why not? You have to have that belief. I mean, if we start to doubt that and have that disbelief, it just go right through the whole place. We can't have that.
We can't have that. We can't have that. Straight out of Lanark. And he's fucking... With his fucking straight out of Lanark. Fuck's sake, man. That's enough of that nonsense. Oh my goodness. What does give you confidence? Let's jump into the comments, because we need to get a bit of laugh tonight. I think what goes on in their heads, dude. It's fucking nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Anyway, Ewan Boy's in the house. Mickey Ross is in the house. Peter King's in the house. Same old story for that lot. Black Rooster on his way from Nom. Gerard says it's magic mushroom season. It is magic mushroom season, funnily enough. And I think that geezer's been... He doesn't look the magic mushroom type. It looks like Jabba the Hutt. Anyway, there's no such thing as success, pal, as far as you're concerned, as Lorna Gallagher says, because you... they're just all talking. They just go and do your talking on the pitch. They can't even seem to do that right. Anyway, Falcon Hoof says, in front of the blazer and tie, that's that blazer and tie expert Dave King said, talking shit. Paradise Found says, Baz, look down somewhere, you'll see them. I fucking hope not, because they've nothing on my feet. I wouldn't want to trample the fuckers. Jesus. Andrew says, he sounds really clever. I think we could be in trouble. We really need to accept the offering of fans at 2012 Doomcastle Park, as we know it. Should use the new covered enclosure. Straight out the Funny Farm Baz says, Paul, yep, it is that. We're all panicking. Yep, we're all panicking. It's like he's like an Elvis impersonator, went completely wrong, isn't it? Biggest mistake in my life. Lanark is a shithole. Lots of mushies though at this time of year. Oh my God, don't tell me you stay in Lanark. Oh my God, take pity. I remember going through there for a job. I was like, oh my God, no, can't do it. Stephen Johnson's getting a lot of love as usual. Knuckle Dragger Chairman. Yep. Where did they find them? Where did they find them? I mean, it's generally when you've got... And no, that's what I was going to talk about. One of the interesting things, he spoke about the manager. And he says, the manager's been getting on some seriously difficult questions with things that have nothing to do with him, because the questions are about the company. And he's just the football department. He's the footballer. He's the manager and stuff. He's nothing to do with the club and the company. Two different aspects. Oh my God, they're still going down this road that there's two different entities. I'm going to get a make-believe Baz sitting here. And it's like Baz 1. And no, fuck that. I'm going to sit and just... We'll have Baz 2 sitting here. And he's the one that, like... He's the future Baz. He's the one that, when this Baz disappears off the planet, he'll still be here. But it would be the same club and the same company. And the same YouTube channel. It's not going to change, is it? This is my... AI Baz. Oh my God, let's keep it to football related. Yep. Wilson, he's no stiff to glue, he ate it, he can't talk. Mambo Pumpnum says, John, yep. And the only reason I'm talking about them, and people are saying, it's a fucking Celtic channel talking about them again, man. Well, they spoke about us, and that's, you've got to report them speaking about us and saying that they're coming, and they're coming again and again. And I bet their wife... I bet their wives sit at home and go, fuck, I wish you could make me come as many times as the Rangers. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, Jed Johnson's in the house. Andrew says, I think they've just dragged him out the nearest boozer. The local Jakey. Desmond is getting told to toe the line. Chilpel says, to be honest, I think that they will beat Malmo, but they'll lose to everyone else. 55 this year is the new Rangers forever. Could imagine the treble this year and doing the Invincible. Yes. Right, that's enough about them. I want to talk about Scott Brown. There's been news coming out tonight about Scott Brown. That's... I wasn't that quiet then when I said it. If your balloon bursts, just blow up another balloon. It's the same balloon. As long as it's green balloon. It sounded like President Nixon. They won't beat Malmo, says Carly. Anyway, we were talking about Scott Brown. Scott, I'm going to put the fan on actually. It always gets hotter this time of night, doesn't it? It always gets rather hot in this office, and I've switched the roof fan off. The table, for fuck's sake, I want 4 old trophies on offer. What happened to the biggest meltdown ever? Haha, yeah, exactly. And green jelly and ice cream. Right. Anyway, let's get into it because Scott Brown, that Celtic captain, legend, and all-round good guy fifer, has been linked with a job in the SPFL. Now, his Ayr side are currently flying high at the top of the championship, the first division, whatever you want to call it these days. And although Falkirk have got 2 games in hand, would Scott Brown risk what he's building at Ayr? And I think that Scott Brown, would he turn down St Johnstone? St Johnstone, who go through managers like Rangers go through clubs. That's unfair on St Johnstone, isn't it? That is total. Apologies to any St Johnstone fan that may be checking in. But would it be a good move? I don't think it would be, and I don't think Scott Brown would particularly want to leave Ayr United and then drive up to Perth every day. Maybe in a few years, but I think Scott Brown's a man of his word. And after getting punted for his last job, I think Scott Brown as a manager has got a point to prove. And I think if he can get a team promoted, if he can win the league even, that would be massive on his CV. That would be absolutely massive on Scott Brown's CV if he was to do that. And I think jumping ship this early on to take the St Johnstone job, when let's face it, I mean, he's not got a transfer window of any significance that he can make any change in with St Johnstone. So I don't think it would be a great move for him. St Johnstone should go for McGlynn. I don't think McGlynn would take that either. I think McGlynn's got that. If he thinks that he can win the league as well, I think he'll stay where he is, because I think that I think both McGlynn and Brown they'll be wanting to try and win that league and see the prestige that comes with being a manager that promotes a team to the SPFL. There's massive prestige that comes with that. And if Bruni can get that on his CV, if McGlynn could get that on his CV, I mean, McGlynn's an old school manager. I mean, he's been around for donkey's years, and he's been a fantastic manager over his career. But if Scott Brown can get a team up into the SPFL, do you know, I think that he will see that as a bigger tick on his list, rather than going to St Johnstone and just trying to stay mid-table and no get relegated, just trying to stay mid-table. I don't think that when you look at the way that Scott Brown has spoke over the years, and he spoke about the way when players leave clubs, right, and the amount of players that when they regret leaving a club too early. And I think that Scott Brown, as a manager, would rather stay and see a project out than jump ship after 5 games. 5 games whilst your team are sitting joint top of the table at this stage of the season. I mean, if it was towards the end of the season, and you could say, would Scott Brown do it then? Say Scott Brown's team were sitting in the 4th position. But are St Johnstone only going for him because of the good start he's had to the season with Ayr United? And if that was the case, Scott Brown should stay clear of it. Anyway, St Johnstone are a tidy club. Nice wee stadium. Falkirk are dear orange bastards. Yeah, it's Baltic and Dundee. I'll not tell you what was the temperature of the day. It's 30 degrees here today. It was rather hot. Yeah, it was 30 degrees. St Johnstone are a step up, but promotion for Ayr would be a bigger badge, says Falconhoof. I think so. I personally think so. I think that if Scott Brown can get that on his CV, if he can get a promotion on his CV, that's a big thing for when other clubs are looking at you. Just surviving. I mean, I was watching the game I seen the beginning of the game last night on Sky, and it was Scott Brown's old team that has Charlie Adam as manager, and then there was the old was it Aberdeen manager, Adam, I fucking forget it, or was Inverness manager, old Inverness manager, And it's like they've went down the leagues. I mean, Charlie Adams is just starting his career, but there's been many managers that go into SPFL teams and then their career goes into free fall. And I don't think that would be a good move for Scott Brown. I think he would rather stay where he is this season, see out this project, and try and get the project to a conclusion. If he can take them up to the next level, if he can get them into the SPFL, that would be a massive thing for him. Massive thing. And I don't think Scott Brown doesn't worry about money. Scott Brown doesn't worry about money. So even if St Johnstone were coming in and say, oh, we'll triple your wages, I don't think that would bother Scott Brown. Scott Brown will go, so what? Do you know, I'd rather win things. I've done that my whole career, and I plan on doing that as manager. And if he can get his first championship win under his belt, which would be absolutely massive. So anyway, promotion for him would be a massive. He's still young, exactly. Says Andrew. Chubble says Joseph, and Joseph is Harrison. Scott Brown will not go, says Paul Beards. Money Talks Baz says William. I don't think so. No way, Brownie. Do you know what? He's made a tidy sum out of his Celtic career. He's no short of a bob or two. I know which part of Edinburgh he stays in, that he's stayed in for a long time. So he's no short of a bob or two. Do you know what I mean? He stays in a nice part of Edinburgh. Let's put it that way. And money's not a motivator for Scott. He earned more money. Scott earns more money during his playing career than he ever will as a manager. Let's just put that straight out there. Scott will never go on to earn 2-3 million a year unless he hits a real big time job. But that's years down the line. Do you know, he's probably earning less as a manager now than he was as a player. And that's the sad reality of football. But he knows it. He knows it, and he's okay with it. Do you know, money's not a motivator for him taking a job. It's the project. I've listened to Scott Brown's interviews when he first went to Fleetwood and everything, and why he took the Fleetwood the job, because of the facilities, because of the club. All right, the fucking owner was up to all sorts financially, but Scott Brown looks at the opportunity in front of him, and I think he sees he's got that opportunity. And he said the exact same about Ayr United. It was all about what they had as a stadium and where they wanted to try and go to, and Scott wanted to be part of that journey. And Scott knows he only needs to be a small part of that journey. And I mean, he can leave, if he gets them to the next stage and they get up and then he leaves, they'll just go and get another manager that's got SPFL experience. They might want rid of Scott Brown at that point, because they go, do you know what, Scott, you've not got experience at this level. You know what I mean? So we're thinking maybe getting a bit more of an experienced manager. But anyway, Baz, it's true. Bringing out the thermal Celtic nipple tassels. No, Michael, it's not. I'm not bringing out thermal Celtic nipple tassels because Desmond might wear them on his feet for his toes. And socks. We might be able to do socks because you've got a foot thing. Anyway, that's enough about Scott Brown. It'll be interesting to see this week. The players were all back in training today. We won't see until probably around about Thursday or Friday whether Cameron Carter-Vickers has been back on the pitch. Celtic did say that he may miss out the game this weekend, but here's hoping that it's nothing long term. What does it say about our defenders when you look at the fact that we've got Trusty, who's untried Trusty, and then we've got Big Mark Norobski, who Big Rocky, who hasn't really had a game for a season. Anyway, why was on Kaiser on Twitter? Right, this is one thing that I was wanting to talk about. And it's all about ex-Celtic managers, players, captains tonight. It is all about ex-Celtic captains. And I'm not doing a poll tonight because I want, if you're going to click on anything tonight, this channel, and this is important to me, this bit, so behave in the comment section, right? Just behave in the comment section, because this part's, it means a lot to me, this part of the video, because it's Neil Lennon related, and anybody that knows this channel knows that Neil Lennon was the Celtic, when the day that he was announced as manager, I was there. with about 100 other souls and my 2 daughters, and you can actually hear my daughters talking in the background of the video. And it was the first ever video that I put up that was Celtic related. And I never knew that when I put that video up, I never knew that I would end up being a Celtic podcaster. It wasn't something that I'd ever wanted to do. I had never wanted to be a journalist. I've never had any journalistic thoughts in my body. Certainly not educated enough to be a journalist. And some of the journalists, Celtic YouTubers will say, fucking can tell that, you fucking knobhead. But anyway, Neil Lennon played a massive part in this channel. Over the years. None other when we beat Barcelona. But Neil Lennon is doing something special. He is doing something special, and I just wish, I can remember seeing this at the beginning of the year, and I thought, I could do that, I could sign up for that, but then it would have meant, I would have had to fly back to Scotland to then fly back to Spain. And I thought, nah, can I not just meet up in Spain? And they were like, well, no, really, that's the whole point of it, is we fly out together. And I thought, well, I'm not going to fly back to Scotland just to fly to Spain, and then fly back to Scotland to fly back to Spain. Anyway, Neil Lennon is to join Peter Grant in the Celtic FC's foundation, the Camino de Santiago. It's a wonderful walk. It is a wonderful walk. The Celtic FC Foundation's overseas challenge this year is the Camino de Santiago, and it's only just weeks away. It's been announced that the former captain and Celtic manager is up for going, and he's going. Neil Lennon is a great friend of the Celtic Foundation, having supported them on many, many occasions. And speaking ahead of the challenge, Lenny said, I'm absolutely over the moon to have signed up with the group to take on the Camino de Santiago with the Celtic Foundation. It's something I've been very keen to do on a personal level for a long time. When I first saw the foundation were taking the group, I should have signed up for that. I was desperate to join them. Unfortunately, the timing didn't work out at any point. But when the opportunity came up a few weeks ago, I jumped at it. Being able to take this challenge will be really special for me on behalf of the foundation, and to help raise some money and some funds in the process makes it even more special. Such an important part of the club and is the work that the foundation do. It's truly phenomenal. And actually, talking about the foundation, Talking about the foundation, this was me in 2011. 2011 for the Celtic Foundation. Abseiling into paradise. Yep, I abseiled into paradise off the main stand roof, and down onto the pitch, and we raised some money for the Celtic Foundation. Right, see there we go. Abseiling into paradise, the 10th of April 2011, and my sister and my niece were there to watch me. They laughed again, and as I abseiled off the roof. Anyway, that's just a little bit of information. I need to get that Neil Lennon armband up on theirs. So anyway, yes, no, we're not doing a poll tonight because I want you all to go and click on this. Why is it not going up? Neil Lennon. A minute. There we go. Click on that. And then that is Neil Lennon's Just Giving page. And I'm going to pin that at the top. So at the end of this video, I want everyone to go, and I want everyone to even if it's a £5, and he's Just Giving page was set up to raise £1,000. It's currently at £6,883, and there's been 62 people. And I know it's a lot to ask, but even if it's just £5, whatever, just go to Lenny's page, give him a little donation, and even mention the One Celtic Fans View if you must. And he's put on it, and I've read the story he put on it, the trek will cross the green rolling landscapes of rural Galicia, Galicia, discover local traditions and enjoy a unique atmosphere. It'll be freezing up the hills at night, you lunatic. Starting in the Sahara, participants will take on charming villages, forest, rural countryside, whilst visiting picturesque churches along the way. It'll be Baltic at night, by the way. Absolutely. Well, maybe not for you, because you are like used to it. The final destination is Santiago Old Town, a wonderful UNESCO World Heritage Site and home to the absolutely stunning cathedral. Anyway, any donation you can make would be greatly appreciated and will be a massive difference for those who need the most help through the foundation. Now, the foundation does help a lot of people, and I know it's not. I know it's not the normal thing that I would ask you to do, but just do it for Lenny and do it for this channel, because if it wasn't for Neil Lennon, this channel probably would have never have started, really. And that's the reality of it. To be honest, he could be doing with a good walk, says Desmond. God bless Lenny. Let's all get behind him. Yeah, and I will keep on posting that because I want as many people as possible. I'm going on to donate from my phone as soon as I come off this live, and I just thought it would be good and good on him, because there's no many ex-Celtic managers would get that involved on a personal level to work with the foundation, doing something as a 5-day hike across Spain. And it does take 5 days to do the part of the trek that they're doing. And obviously all their stuff gets taken away in a van. They're not carrying their rucksacks and that. It all gets taken in a van and taken away in front of them. But it would be absolutely fantastic if this channel can make a big effort to get behind Neil. And I think it's fantastic. There's people come and manage Celtic, and then they play for the club and they move on. And a lot of ex-Celtic players then going to do the after dinner thing, and they go to the Celtic supporters clubs, and they make their money that way. A lot of them, some of them go into TV, make their hard-earned cash that way. But Celtic and Neil Lennon, I think it's just fantastic, and that's him giving back. That's him giving back to the club. So yeah, go over there. And was he not the manager? Yes, well done. So yeah. So just I'm going to post that 2 or 3 times so that you do jump on it. Baz, you should try and get Lenny on. If I knew Lenny was going on that walk, and if they'd come out at the beginning, I would have went and done it. I would have done it. Imagine 5 days walking with Lenny. Imagine the banter. I'd have him wound up something. I'd be getting all the stories. And I wish I'd signed up for it now, because, I mean, I could have done like 5. I could have went live every fucking 4 hours or something. Every few hours. Like the state of Lenny now. You'd be like, get your shot, fuck you. The anti-Lenny comments are a disgrace. See if people are having a dig at Lennon. It says more about them. Don't know, it does say more about them. I mean, I have said publicly that Lennon shouldn't have come back to the club for a second time. And he was right to leave the club when he left his first time round, because he couldn't get the team to 2 cup finals at Celtic Park. I thought it was wrong for Lowell to bring him back, but he was brought back, and it is what it is. As a person, and we do, and this is what's good about this channel, right? It's called the One Celtic Fans View. So you've got your view, and I try to get as many comments on the channel as possible. And we all get to have our views, but we've all got to respect each other as well. And I think, and on this channel, we pretty much do. And I think that get Lenny joining you on the podcast, Baz. If I could do it, I would. But he'd probably want money. Always been a Lennon fan. I know he's good for the banter. I just think it would be a fantastic thing if as many people as can, him and his family are true Celtic heart and soul. Yep. Old boy says, or what? Is it not? Or what? Is it not? What the fuck are you on about? you need to give me some context. You can't just put up a comment and you need to give me the context because there's about 40 comments coming through at the one time. I mean, the chat rate's 5 every second. That's coming up there. Anyway, just leave Lennon alone. If you've nothing nice to say about him, you just don't say anything at all. That's what I was always told. And if you don't want to go and pay any money to Neil Lennon's fund, then it's fine. At least he's getting off his back end and he's doing something for the Celtic Foundation. And Joe Davidson, big, absolutely, Joe Davidson has put his money where his mouth is. A big, massive shout out to Joe Davidson. Thank you, massive. I want to see as many as that as we can, and once I'm off this, you'll see me posting on it as well. Thank you, Joe Davidson. I want Lenny to know how much this channel means to him. Anyway, Baz is a fanny. Thomas is a wanker. Guess what? Time out. Imagine subscribing to the channel just to say that. Should we kick him off altogether? Let me just see. User on timeout for 24 hours. There you go. You can't comment again for 24 hours. Anyway, Thomas McBratty. Sook Bubblebee. Well said, Paul Leonard. Leonard gives 20 years of his life to Celtic and does deserve our respect. Exactly. I mean, no matter what he did as manager and his failings in the 10 year, do you know what? Right, here's a poll for you. Nah, fuck it, I'm not doing a poll. But do people disrespect Tommy Burns because Tommy Burns never won the league for Celtic? No, they don't. So why the hate for Lennon because he missed out on one title after everything that he did as a player, everything that he went through as a player, and everything that he did for Celtic as a manager? Remember, you know my name, Guy Baz. Yes, I do. Is that his new channel name? Is that his new channel name? Can I just go and let me just check. Go to channel. Is that a new channel? 7 subscribers. Nah, it's an old channel. Anyway, remember the day Lenny said Martin waited and got his man? Yep, we're all Neil Lennon. Exactly. Jason says, James Boy well said. I'll just. Yeah, he did. I doubt anyone was hurting more when we blew the 10. Exactly. Neil Lennon would have been absolutely devastated. He would have been absolutely devastated. How did I get your merchandise? 2 minutes. I need to update it. I've been too busy to but that would be Baz, do a poll. On what? How do they get your merchandise? Nicholas after the thermal tassels. Now. Baz, poll FC time. What? We'll be 30 minutes. Right then. Okay, we'll do a poll. Oh, this will get you right going. There's your poll. Who is the better manager? Lenny or Tom Burns? There you go. Who was the better manager? Lenny or Burns? Considering Lenny won way more than what Tommy Burns did. Way more. Fuck it, miles in front. But who was the better manager? Lenny or Burns. And this all came around because some people in the comments were saying that Lenny, we're giving Lenny some bad mouth. And I was like, well, why do we do that with Lenny? You know, you don't do it about Tommy Burns. And that's the only reason that I thought of this as a poll. It's just an interesting one, and we'll see how it goes. It's currently sitting at 63%, 64% for Lenny, and 36% for Burns. That's no fair poll, Baz. It is fair. It is fair. Who was it that said that? It is fair. You have to answer it, because people badmouth Lenny for losing one league. Tommy Burns had 3 chances to win the league and he never won it. But nobody badmouth Tommy Burns. So why? Just because it was ultimately it was the most important league ever. It was the most important league ever in the history of Celtic. But we'll get that again. We'll get it again, because I genuinely do believe. I do believe that Celtic will go on to another 9 in a row, possibly a 10. Because that club at the other end of Glasgow are in a worse position than they were before they went into liquidation. And after liquidation, they're in a worse position now than they were when they had 2 or 3 years of saving cash. So it's a feasible question. People give Lenny dog's abuse online. Dog's abuse. And because he missed out on one, ultimately the most important one. But Tommy Burns, I'm just reading some of the comments. Lenny wins because he won trophies and that night against Barcelona. Burns was up against Sevco side with lots of money. But Celtic had money then. You forget who brought in the manager. You forget who brought in Tommy Burns. It was Fergus McCann. Brought in. It wasn't the old board. It was the pretty much the current regime. Everyone that was at Celtic under Fergus McCann is still at Celtic. It was Fergus McCann that brought in Tommy Burns, so you can't say that we didn't have money, because we paid $5 million to the bank to pay off the debt, and then we spent $40 million on a brand new stadium. So you can't say that we never had money. We had money. It's just that we didn't spend it maybe as good as what we could have. Can I say both? Says Stephen Johnson. No. No, I was thinking about putting that down, but no, I just think with the abuse that Lenny got there. I never read any of it, to be honest, but I just seen that people were saying that the abuse that Lenny was uncalled for, and I just think that he is such a massive part of where this channel has came from, where he's came from, and I just want people to help Lenny out. Joe Davidson was the very first one to mention the one Celtic fans' view. So let me see if we can get some more. I will go on and do it as soon as we've done this. Anyway, Celtic play St Johnstone this weekend. It is a game that is of ultimate importance because, let's face it, I think they're still they're managerless because the one and only Bruni has been linked to the job. The referees, the match officials have been announced. Referee Don Robertson will be referee for the game. Assistant referees will be Daniel McFarlane and Craig Ferguson, with Alan Muir on VAR. Funny handshake time. And Graham Leslie will be the assistant for VAR. So we're not getting the big one, the Masonic hierarchy. We're not getting Dallas this week, which is good. It is good. Let me just see. Oh, and one further update. Oh, look at that. We're sitting on 19th. Look at that. That's jumped up a nice little number tonight. Bet it jumps down when folk unsubscribe when they come off the live. That's another thing that folk do. It's weird. But then the number goes up through the night, so it's pointless, really. Anyway, one thing that I wanted to talk about before we finish up and finish the poll for this evening is from January this year, up until yesterday, this channel did something momentous. It hit 3,900,280 views for the year. Last year we hit 4.9 million for the calendar year. I wanted to get over 4.9 million. We are coming into the end of September. We've got October, November and December left. We've got 3 months. Can I keep this channel going to get over 500,000 views a month towards the end of the year, and to surpass that big number of 5 million views? 5 million views for the year. That's the target that I set at the beginning of this calendar year. It's not the financial year. That is the financial year in Spain, actually. It's the financial year here in Spain. But I had set myself that figure of beating last year's number of 4.9 million. So I had to get more than 5 million views. So as it stands just now, we are sitting at 3,900,280 views as of last night. And we're roughly adding around about 15,000 views a day at the moment to the channel. I need to start getting back to doing 3 videos a day and ramping the videos up to get to the 5 million at the beginning of December, because I think it would be good to hit around about 5.5, 6 million. The one at New Year's is always good. That does a lot of views also. Anyway, I just thought that would give you a little thank you for all the views that we've had over the space of the year. And hats off to everyone that watches the videos. Anyway, let me see how many votes we've got in. I've got 123 votes. Oh, talking about polls, I need to go on to the community tab, because I asked the question this morning. I did ask the question this morning on the community tab. Oh, that's had quite a lot of votes. Hats off to everyone again. It's had over 1,000 votes. So I asked in this morning's video, do you support a Celtic End Ultras section behind the Celtic End goals at Celtic Park? Now, I noticed that one of the comments, somebody commented, why have another section? Why does there have to be these clubs within clubs? I don't think that they understood that the Green Brigade would no longer be in that section. That corner would no longer be a standing section. The standing area would all be taken away, and that would get moved over, and it would get extended behind the goals. And that would be seating in that corner. And ultimately, that should be where Celtic staff used to be seated, actually. But the vote has done really well, and hats off to everyone. Honestly, there's been over 1,000 of you have voted. Why can't the 1,000 come onto the lives at night? Imagine the amount of views we'd get at night if 1,000 came onto the views at one time. Anyway, we had 83%. 83% said yes, they would support an ultra-style section behind the Celtic End goals, and no was 17%. It has had 56 comments. I've never went through all the comments. I've not had time. I'll do it tomorrow morning after I've recorded the morning video. And it's had only it's interesting because it's had only 93 thumbs up. Had 93 thumbs up, but it's had over 1,000 votes. So hats off to that, to everybody and that voted. Thank you, seriously, thank you, because that's an epic amount of votes for one of the polls. None of the polls at night ever get anywhere near 1,000 votes. Nowhere near 1,000 votes. So thank you to everyone that voted. Right, I better jump out of the comments. We'll wind that up in a couple of minutes. Casper's Doug, Baz, shouting it. What is it? Not expecting me to go back the messages. Love Tommy as a player and a manager, more importantly as a person. Didn't read anyone bad mouth Lenny. I've never went back. You've done class, Baz. Yeah, thanks, Desmond. And I wanted to keep on going. Neil Lennon, manager, Burns assistant. No, he wasn't. 20,000 subs before the end of the season. 20,000 subs before the end of this year is the aim. Baz, you need to start a crypto token. I'm not starting a crypto token. I know too many guys that have tried to start crypto tokens, and what's involved with it is just absolutely bonkers. And I know people that have lost a lot of money trying to start crypto tokens. And I know guys that have made hundreds of thousands doing crypto. But I don't think that it's... nah. I got into crypto in 2020 and I swore I'd never go back into it once we came out, which was just this year. Anyway, Baz, how many heroes played for the Hoops? How many heroes played for the Hoops? Everyone. Everyone that dons the green and white is a hero. Every single player. You can think he's completely pish. You can think he Willow Flood. You can think of players like that. But every single player that is pulled on the green and white is an absolute hero, in my opinion. Because they've had the opportunity and the chance to do something that every single Celtic fan would have loved to have done at some point in their young life. So I think that everyone. Only one thing common Tommy had with Lennon, it was ginger hair. Oh, what's wrong with CCV's toe? I think it got sucked by... No, don't say it. Don't say it. Oh, Jesus. Des Madonna says, got loads of games coming up close to each other. I'm sure our community will grow and gain even more views. Hopefully it will. Cheers, Baz. Well, folks, have a nice place to get with the supporters as possible. None of this was possible before the internet. No, it wasn't. We used to all have to sit in pubs and sit on buses and talk. Green Wall would be great. Baz, what's your thoughts on Celtic Dortmund game? Celtic Mad, we've got a week for that to go yet. But if Dortmund play anything like they did the other night, Celtic have got a big chance. But you know what happens when a team gets a thumping? They usually go on a run after it, and it might have just rattled their cages at the wrong time. I maybe would have preferred if it was Celtic that had given them the thumping. Could you imagine if Celtic got... No. Could you imagine if Celtic get any kind of the result? Anyway, CCV... Jesus God. Cash my gyro was bash. Would you call Kenny Miller a hero, Baz? No, he was a turncoat. Then there's two players that should never be mentioned in Celtic names again. And one's Kenny Miller, and the other one played for Celtic, had his chance to come back, and joined Rangers instead. I can't even mention his name. So yeah, Raphael Scheidt. Listen, I can remember watching Raphael Scheidt in a pre-season game, and he played absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And then as soon as the season started, he was absolute garbage. It was like, what happened to... He was absolutely brilliant in the pre-season game. I always remember it. Anyway, let's finish off the poll of polls. Today it was 162 votes. Who was the better manager? Was it Lenny or was it Burns? And 61% have went for 60%. Just change it, well, no, as I'm speaking. 60% have said Lenny and 40% have said Burns. Now let's see which side of the coin Twitter decides to take side with. Come on, I ended the poll. There we go. Hey, there we go. YouTube's at it again. They take 1% off of Tommy Burns. Jeez. There, Baz, just donated to Lenny. Mentioned during the pod. Cheers for telling us about it. Says Lorna. Let me just jump onto Lenny's page and just update that. There we go. Lots of people. Jed, from the One Celtic Fans View, Jed Johnson and Yo, Lenny, you're a legend. Lorna Gallagher, go Lenny, you're a legend. We'll love you always. Good luck with the walk. Come and join us in the One Celtic Fans View. You have plenty of support. Massive £50 from Lorna Gallagher. Well done, Neil, says Andy. You were doing this on the One Celtic Fans View YouTube. Hope you got many more donations, says Andy Connolly. Absolutely fantastic, guys. I'm going to share this onto give me 2 seconds. I'm going to share this onto the community tab as well. I'll finish typing that when I come off air rather than sitting doing it. Lorna, you are absolutely fantastic. Honestly, Lorna, you are one of the stars of this channel and other channels, to just mention a few. Mo Kamara. These are getting ridiculous. Come on. Yeah, everyone, look, they're heroes in their own way. Some heroes wear capes, others wear comedy gold gloves, and others have big feet and a big toe and wear... I knew you were going to say it. Good evening, Baz, and all the Celtic family across the world, says Grab Boy. Just as we're getting ready to leave. Dion Dublin, he was good at selling houses. Make sure that you jump on to the Just Giving page to help out Lenny on his massive walk around Spain. 5 past Andrews. I grew up beside Presley, a few years younger than me. He made no mistakes. He was a bitter Hun. God, you're dragging all sorts up now anyway. Right, anyway, that's me done and dusted for this evening. Time to go and spend some time with the missus. And before I do that, I need to jump onto Neil Lennon's page. And I'm going to say, somebody donated 150. Yep. I am going to jump onto Neil Lennon's page and give some money. How do I do it, please? Stephen Johnson, get your carer to do it in the morning. I'll put it on the community tab. You basically just go onto, you click on that link that I've put up. Where the hell is it? Oh, there it is. You click on it and then it says give now. It opens up a page and then you can do a one-off and euros. Hide donation for public, and then you continue. Put in your name. I'll fill that in a second because I want to put a little special message to Lenny, and it's something that he says in that video, and I'll post the video on it anyway. Right, thanks for everyone watching. Baz, set a barcode link by phone. Set a barcode link by phone to what? To I'm not setting up no coins. No shite pipes, lol, says Wex. Effie Ambrose, bomb scare. He was Ballon d'Or, get him alone. At least we got lost with the pointer leading the way. Exactly. Anyway, on that note, make sure that you give a video a massive thumbs up. And you just need to delete one thing because I don't want that on tomorrow's video. Remove CEO1. We are sitting at 19,012 subscribers. If we can get even 100 people from the channel to donate to Lenny's page so that we get his amount up to some crazy amounts of money, that would be absolutely fantastic. Not only for me, but for Lenny and everyone at the Celtic Foundation. And on that note, have an absolutely fantastic day, Celtic fans all around the world.